We want to get to one trending ticker that is one of those mega cap tech stocks. It's Apple. The shares are 1.4% higher today and trading at a record. This on a report that the company's aiming to ship at least 10% more new iPhones in 2024. That's according to Bloomberg. That growth would be welcomed, of course, by the tech giant after a sluggish 2023. And as we talked about a little bit yesterday, some analyst research had sort of been pointing in this direction. It looks like at least some of it is going to be AI driven, it seems, Josh.
Yeah, so this is Bloomberg citing sources that Apple is targeting about 10% growth in new iPhone shipments. So if that report is accurate, it looks like Apple's relatively confident about these new AI-enabled phones. Bloomberg is right to point out, there's a caveat here. Apple does have an easier comp, an easier comparison here because the company had that tougher second half of 2023. There are some other questions too about, how exactly this all rolls out in China, where there are restrictions, how that could impact Apple's attempts to kind of build AI into the new products. But listen, Apple higher today and now up about 20% this year.
Well, and what's interesting here again is that this is Apple's plan. Now, you probably know this better than anybody. Is Apple pretty good at predicting what demand is going to be like, right? When it makes these shipment plans?
Well, it's always tough because there's so many puts and takes there.
Yeah.
I mean, it can obviously give a boost of confidence like you're seeing here. I think what's interesting is with this AI tech, I mean, the big thing here, what they're selling is that it's really a new and improved Siri, right? That's really the big selling point in some ways. And Siri often came in for a lot of criticism, right?
Yes.
And so to the extent, listen, our own Dan Howley, we've got to get the tech guys out there to really review it and see if it lives up to snuff. But if it does, that will be the way people do experience Gen AI. So if it does live up to the expectations, that could be a big deal. And listen, if you're a bull on the stock, it's kind of what you've been counting on. You think this AI-enabled iPhone is going to drive some meaningful upgrade cycle.
Well, and it's interesting, too, because this is going to be a little bit of a theme, I'm realizing, in our show today. We're going to talk to the SoundHound AI CEO in a little bit, who is introducing stuff like this in some vehicles. We're also going to talk about Amazon's Rufus, which is its Gen AI interactive bot, I guess we would call it. So, there are more. It's not just Apple, of course. There's a lot of companies trying this right now. I think there's still a big question about how it's going to be received by consumers specifically. And, we'll find out.
This is but you're right to point out because this is what investors are waiting for, kind of a baton being handed off from okay, talking about AI, marketing AI, let's see real usage, let's see real monetization.
Absolutely. And not arguing with Siri about where you're going directions, for example.